Welcome to this episode of the Tru-Update. We'll be talking about what is going on with the coronavirus, what it means for our education and future exams, as well as a pretty interesting trend going on all over the world in support of the brave doctors and nurses treating the virus, and a vet who treats the pets of the homeless for free. Also, this month is Poetry Month in Truman. We will still having our poetry jam like usual, so find out more on this episode of the Tru-Update. What's up, everyone? It's Agent Chickmabone, and most of you probably know me along with my co-host.
Hello, fellow individuals. I'm Nye McDuffie, and I'm glad you could all make it to this edition of Tru-Update. We're going to be starting today with a couple updates regarding schooling. First off, the State Education Department announced that high school Regents exams have been canceled. Remote learning will continue, and so will the free meals being distributed by meal hubs across the city. Any New Yorker who wants a meal can get 3 free meals a day at more than 400 places across New York. To find a free meal location, scan this QR code, then click Find a Meal Location and simply fill the space with the appropriate information. Meals can be picked up Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. for children and families, and 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. for adults. Vegetarian and halal options are available, and no registration or ID is required. And we have some breaking news into the Truman Media virtual newsroom. Let's get to our media teacher, Mr. Rausch.
That's right, the New York City Public High School Film Festival received entries from all across high schools around New York City, and we're super happy to announce that Romeo Terode, a junior in the Truman High School Media Program, had his PSA, a 30-second message about finding your voice, featured as one of only 3 PSAs in the entire festival. Let's take a look at it.
My name is Romeo. My whole life, I didn't have any confidence in myself. In school, I've been made fun of because of the way I speak, the way I walk, and so much more. But now, I'm different. I have made my own music video. I read the morning announcement to my entire school. I know it's hard to put yourself out there and let the world know who you are, but you never know what might happen if you never try it.
High five.
Find the right people who will support you and go for it. If I can do it, so can you.
Now, Romeo was up against some tough competition, and so we sent him great congratulations. If you'd like to see all of the films featured in the New York City High School Film Festival, just check the link over in the description. We'll send you right over to Vimeo, where you can watch for yourselves. Now let's send it back to you.
Quick update on the spread of the coronavirus. Currently in the United States, we have 492,962 cases across the country. But in New York City, we have 92,384 cases alone. Again, people, please stay indoors and avoid contact with people for the time being. Make sure you wash your hands and wear protection to cover exposed skin. We need to help stop the spread of the coronavirus, and this is the best we can do right now. It is our jobs as citizens living in New York to help. It's not just about protecting yourself, it's to protect others. Now on to Naya with some news about the school's poetry jam.
Thank you, Adrian. As English poet William Wordsworth once said, poetry is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion, recollected in tranquility. As some of you may know, this month is Poetry Month, a month to embrace poetry in all its beauty. As a lover of poetry myself, I am excited to share that, although plans have changed, Truman High School will still be holding our April Poetry Competition. This year's Poetry Month is titled Still I Rise, in honor of the spirits of hope, perseverance, and empowerment in American poet Maya Angelou's work. How will this work? There will be an online poetry jam during the last week of April. Now the deadlines. By April 20th, completed poems must be handed in to your English teacher. There is no specific theme or subject. Students can also send video submissions if they prefer. On April 23rd, winners will be announced, and on April 27th, there will be an online poetry jam. While the date is still being finalized, more information will be given soon. And once that information is given, make sure you stay tuned for Tru-Update so we can tell you the news. We will also share some of the poetry and give a shout out to the winners. So get creative, pick up a pencil or open a Google Doc. And express yourself. Although this is a month of poetry, those people aren't the only ones getting recognized.
That's right, Naya. Across the world, people are applauding for coronavirus first responders literally. People have been clapping and cheering for the bravery displayed by the first responders treating this deadly virus. In New York, people were seen clapping and yelling from their balconies and windows to honor the nurses, doctors, and healthcare workers risking their lives for the lives of others. It's respect and support that I believe they most definitely deserve after all their hard, non-stop work.
I honestly think they do deserve a lot more. Speaking of healthcare, let's take a look at what a veterinarian in California has been up to.
There's a saying that I like. No one will ever touch you so lightly. They won't leave a trace. You think you just maybe have a brief, moment with someone, a few minutes, but something that they say or do, that can have an impression on us for a lifetime. I would like others to know more than anything that these homeless people are people. And I've gotten a lot more from them, I feel like, than they've gotten from me.
My name is Dr. Quan Stewart. I'm a veterinarian now for 22 years. During the recession, I worked as a shelter vet in Central California. There was a lot of pets being dumped in the shelter for economic reasons. I got this idea one day to go out and find people with pets who are underprivileged and help them then and there, in the moment, on a street corner. It's rewarding when I help any pet in the hospital, in the clinic, but helping a pet that wouldn't normally get care to someone who normally doesn't get someone's time or attention obviously means so much more.
Veterinarian Quan Stewart, a 49-year-old animal lover, has taken it a step further, being called the street vet. He takes the time out of his day to treat sick or injured pets that belong to the homeless. But he does it all for no cost, which is quite the selfless act of a truly good Samaritan. This all started in 2011 when he decided, on a whim, to set up a table at a soup kitchen to offer checkups to any homeless people with pets. And he said, before he knew it, he had a whole line. Who would have thought that a small gesture like that would lead to something so big? Now I'm sending it right back to you, Adrian.
That's it for today's edition of the Tru-Update, or is it? Hello everyone, I'm your host Adrian Check with Bone, and it is now time for the Tru-Update question section. Question section. But before we get into today's question, we have the answer for last episode's question.
When was Truman High School first built? November 17th, 1983. B. September 10th, 1973. C. January 23rd, 1975. Or D. September 9th, 1995.
So without further ado, the answer to the question is B. September 10th, 1973. That is the correct year of when Truman first opened. And congrats to the winners, Gould Nova and Tarika Robinson. And now for today's question. What animal has more casualties than plane crashes? Is it A. Toads, B. Donkeys, C. Chimpanzees, or D. Sharks? Please comment what you think the answer is down below to receive a shout out and a few words with our viewers. And that is all for this Tru-Update. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the flip side.